What's up, Soul Family and everyone out there in the world? This is Nihility Tensity Tarot, and this is going to be a general reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Saturn for the first half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Scorpio. Now, I hope all y'all had a good Libra season, and transitioning into Scorpio season, and I hope y'all have had a good Scorpio season so far, presently. So, let's get started with talking about what the Sun represents and what the Sun being in Scorpio represents. So the Sun is our actions, our viewpoints, how we see the world around us, as well as correlates to our wants, and it is going to be in the energies of Scorpio, which is fixed water, being fixated on its own ways of feeling the emotions, and Scorpio itself was born out of the 8th house of behind closed doors energies, secrets, occult, and mysticism. Now, you Capricorn are cardinal Earth, so you initiate and create new ways of thinking and being practical. That's what Capricorn is in a totality, and Capricorn itself was born out of the 10th house of business, status, and career. So, with that being said, I'm going to shuffle the Universal Tarot deck a couple more times, then move on to the Waite deck to clarify the Universal Tarot deck. Then I'll move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me to end the reading off. So, pull these cards out and let's get started. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Saturn. So your first card from the Universal Tarot deck, being your overall energy of the reading, is the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius energy. So you'll be dealing with the Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or have Sagittarius in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now, this is a card in the energy about combining 2 or more worlds together. You could be combining your work life and your personal life and your private life, your private life and your relationship life, or the case may be, you are doing your best to combine 2 or more worlds together to create that equilibrium between the two and perform that alchemy, so to speak, moving forward during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now, your first card from the Universal Tarot deck that you get is the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is speaking about a spark of a new passion and a new passionate beginning, or something with an idea that you're passionate about. So, continue to put energy into this, especially if it's your highest good, and the betterment of your well-being. Now, with the second card from the Universal Tarot deck that you get is the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is talking about self-deception or deception from others. We would have to clarify this to see exactly what's going on. But with this card, with the Seven of Swords, this is talking about, I feel like, self-deception. So if you are dealing with self-deception, do your best to not be self-deceptive to yourself. And understand that self-deceptive energies comes from you being a spirit, being no thing, no shape, no form, creating and agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. That creates self-deception, going against yourself, thinking that things aren't as good as they seem to be, maybe even possibly too much hope at the same time. Don't be self-deceptive in that way. Just create that equilibrium and balance within those polar shifts of reality of having things too good and then being bad. You never know what could happen, so do your best to not be self-deceptive during this time. Now, your third card from the Universal Tarot deck that you get is the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups is talking about you looking back in the past, being emotional about what you no longer have in the present that you once used to have in the past. Do your best to turn this man around, symbolically speaking. Think forward and think about your present, moving forward, instead of focusing on what you don't have in the past. It's no longer there. Focus on what you do have that's still around you during this time. Now, with the fourth card from the Universal Cards Tarot deck that you get is the Strength card, which is Leo energy. So you'll be dealing with the Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or have Leo in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. So this is a card and an energy of you being strong. Remain strong. Don't be self-deceptive like we saw with the Seven of Swords, or don't focus too much on the past and what's no longer real. Do your best to have strength during this time. Now, with the fifth card from the Universal Cards Tarot deck that you get is the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is talking about you having everything that you want and need in the emotional world. I feel like you are in bliss right now, though you might have things going on, but overall you are happy and having everything that you want in the emotional realm during this time. Now, moving on to the sixth card from the Universal Cards Tarot deck that you get is the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is talking about you either dealing with a new relationship, a new energy with an existing relationship, or you listening to your higher self during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. But we'll have to clarify this, see what's going on. But whatever the case may be, there is some type of new relationship, new energy with an existing relationship, or you listening to your higher self, like I said. We'll clarify this when we get to it. Now, with the seventh card from the Universal Cards Tarot deck that you get is the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords is talking about anxiety, worry, you may be stressed out. Do your best to transmute these negative thoughts by understanding and understanding once again that you as a spirit being no thing, no shape, no form, are creating and agreeing with thoughts and feelings to create positive thoughts and positive feelings to combat these negative thoughts that you might be getting that's transmuting into anxiety or worry for yourself. Now, for your eighth card from the Universal Cards Tarot deck that you get is the Moon card, which is Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with the Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or have Pisces in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. But overall, you are listening to intuition, but you also are in the energies of needing to embrace the unknown, but not fear the unknown. Once again, like I said with the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Swords, understand and understand that you are a spirit, being no thing, no shape, no form, living an individual experience, which is soul. So create and agree with positive thoughts and feelings. So moving forward during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio to combat these, or not combat, but embrace the unknown, but without feeling the unknown. Fear is a sphere of reality, but you as a spirit being no thing, no shape, no form, creating and agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. So once again, create those positive thoughts and feelings moving forward during this time. Now, with the ninth card and last but not least from the Universal Cards Tarot deck that you get is the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is talking about adapting yourself to the circumstances, situation that you're in, but you must watch out for immature communication at the same time. So, with that being said, watch out for your communication and what you say, but continue to adapt to your circumstances, situation at this time. Now, let's move on to the Rider-Waite deck to clarify. And clarifying the Temperance card. The Temperance card is clarified by the Hermit card, which is Virgo energy. So you can begin with a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or have Virgo in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. But overall, with the Hermit card clarifying the Temperance card, you are going within, following your intuition, following your inner voice, listening to what feels right, specifically from your higher self, like I said, following your intuition, so you can combine these two or more words together in an efficient way for yourself during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now, the Ace of Wands is clarified by the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is, again, looking back in the past. As you can see here, the man is focusing on the cups that are fallen, which represents what is no longer in his life. And there's two cups standing, which is what he needs to pay attention to. Instead of paying attention to these fallen cups, he needs to pay attention to what he already had, or what he still has in his life during this time. So, with the clarifying the Ace of Wands, you may be getting a spark of a new passionate idea from being in the energies of this Five of Cups, of looking back in the past. Maybe you sparked a new passionate idea of how to fix this, and now you're starting to turn around, which that's what I feel like you are. You're giving a spark of a new passion in order to turn yourself around and focus on what you do have during this time as the Sun transition in the first half of Scorpio. Now, with the Seven of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is talking about being self-aware, standing with truth, being independent. So you may be self-deceptive by not doing this, or not may, but you are being self-deceptive by not doing this, with the Queen of Swords clarifying the Seven of Swords. So this is what you're being self-deceptive about. You need to stand in your truth, be self-aware, and know that what you know is truth, and speak sound advice whenever you can, because your advice matters as well. Now, with that being said, moving on to the third card, being the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is clarified by the Justice card, which is Libra energy. So you can be dealing with the Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or have Libra in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the first half of the Sun transition in sign of Scorpio. But overall, you are creating that sense of, you're doing your best to create that sense of balance and harmony and resolution. And with it clarifying, okay, the video cut off. So with that being, going back to the Five of Cups being clarified by the Justice card, I feel like the Five of Cups, which the Five of Cups itself is talking about missing things in your life that are no longer healed. And with the Justice card clarifying the Five of Cups is talking about you once had a sense of balance, but there may not be balance in your life at the moment. So do your best to create the sense of balance the best way you can during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now, with the Strength card is clarified by the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is talking about you moving and communicating about what you want and desire, and this is what you're having the strength to do. You're having the strength to communicate and put action and go for what you want and desire during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. So remain having strength while doing this, and keep putting the energy into going after what you want and desire during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now with the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Cups is clarified by the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is talking about you having choices, or being imagining dreams, or being lost in a delusion. But with the Seven of Cups clarifying the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups being, like I said, talking about dreams, illusions, or choices. I feel like these are dreams, and these are dreams come true because you have the Ten of Cups here, which is talking about having everything that you want and need in the emotional realm. So you can see, know that these dreams are coming to success, or if these are choices, narrow down your choices to 2 or 3 main choices and build that sense of happiness from said choices moving forward during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now with the Two of Cups, the Two of Cups is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is talking about you've planted seeds and waiting for these seeds to grow. So you may be planting seeds into a new relationship, or beginning to plant seeds again into a relationship that you once had, but has a new energy to it, or planting seeds and working on what your higher self feels you feel called to do from your higher self. But to do your best to not be impatient during this time, and know for what's meant to happen will happen for you during the first half of the Sun transition sign of Scorpio. Now, moving on to the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is talking about giving birth to new emotions and a new emotional beginning. But from these giving birth to these new emotions, you might be these emotions that you're giving birth to is creating anxiety. So do your best to think positive and don't let these emotions get overflowed. Remember that Capricorn and Scorpio sextile each other, so you're having opportunities to be more emotional and deeper in your emotions when it comes to the practicality that you're initiating. So do your best to not have these emotions overwhelm you and transmute any negative thoughts into positive thoughts. But once again, understanding and understanding that you as a spirit are no thing, no shape, no form, creating and agreeing with thoughts and feelings to create higher, not higher perspectives, but yeah, create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward during this time. Now with the Moon card is clarified by the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. So you can begin with the Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or have Scorpio in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. And with it clarifying the Moon card, this is talking about transformation, and due to this transformation, it's putting you in the energies of needing to follow your intuition and not fear the unknown, but embrace the unknown during this time. So I feel like there's a lot of transformation going on. You may be wanting to speak your truth and feeling a little bit held back from doing so, with it clarifying the Seven of Swords, with the Five of Cups and the Ace of Wands. You are having a spark of a new passionate vision, but you may be looking back to things which can prevent from this passionate vision from coming to fruition, or you putting the energy into this passionate vision. But with let's move on to the Page of Swords, the last card, but definitely not least. The Page of Swords is clarified by the Empress card, which is Taurus energy. So you could begin with the Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or have Taurus in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the first half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Scorpio. But overall, you are the Empress. You are understanding your value and your worth, but you this is putting you in the energies of needing to adapt to your circumstances, situation, and watch out for communication, even though you know that you are the Empress and you are worthy and you have worth and self-value during this time. So let's move on to the Moonology Oracle deck. Let's see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me to end the reading off. So your first card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. So you and your loved ones are safe during this time. So understand and understand that you shouldn't be scared. Don't be self-deceptive. Don't look back in the past and think that things are not going to be as good as they used to be. Don't dive into this fear or anxiety as well, and know that you and your loved ones are safe during the first half of the Sun transitioning sign of Scorpio. Now your second card from Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. So your dreams need a practical plan during this time. Be practical about what it is that you're doing and how you're moving forward, especially where you're planting seeds at, how you're moving along in your life. Continue to follow your intuition, especially since there is the Hermit and the Moon card, which both represent listening to your intuition. But the Hermit is more like meditation and solitude, and the Moon card is just going with the flow, embracing the unknown and listening to your intuition. But regardless of the case, Understand and understand that your dreams need a practical plan during this time. Now, your last card, but definitely not least, from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck that you get in Mother Moon herself to you through me is Mutable Moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. So nothing is yet set in stone. So again, this is talking about the anxiety, the worries that you may be facing, the self-deceptive energy. Don't think all what you think is going to happen and be the be-all, end-all of the situation. Know that nothing is yet set in stones, and you never know what could happen for yourself. So keep that in mind during the first half of the sun transitioning sign of Scorpio. And with that being said, that'll be all for this generating for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Saturn. I hope y'all are having a good first half of Scorpio season. I hope this helped. I hope this brought clarity or aided you in any way. Shout out to the whole show family. Shout out to Dolo the Planet Man. Y'all be blessed. Remember that you'll never be less. Y'all take care and peace.